Even if you're a natural-born traveler, North Korea may not be one of the top places you would likely visit. If you've always wondered what the everyday life of North Koreans are like, you're in luck today because your journey to this mysterious place is about to begin.
In August 2013, independent photojournalist Nick Danziger travelled to North Korea under the auspices of a British international organisation, and he took a series of pictures that shed a light on the lives of ordinary North Koreans.
So we know it's very difficult for foreigners to travel around freely in North Korea. So how did your collaboration with Nick Danziger come about?
Well, he approached us first. He's travelled to many countries, and he thought that the image and the understanding we have of North Korea is usually around the nuclear program or human rights violations, and he thought it would be interesting to go and see how ordinary North Koreans live their lives, what the society looks like, what people do on an everyday basis. So that was where the idea for the project came.
What fascinates you the most about this country?
I think it's that sense of how do they think? What do they do on an everyday basis? How do they understand the world? Now, it's difficult to get beyond the superficial when you're doing photography, but I think someone like Danziger, who's so practiced and experienced in this, was able to get closer to people, allow them to feel relaxed, even though, of course, he was accompanied all the time by North Korean officials. Naturally, I imagine, just as anybody would in any country at any time or any corporate organisation, they would have preferred a certain view of North Korea to come across. So I think Danziger had to occasionally insist. For example, a very simple thing, he insisted, and you can see in the photographs, that he wanted to go on the metro. They wouldn't allow him on the metro. So he actually said that he would go home. It sounds very dramatic over such a relatively trivial thing, but it was a way of saying that he wanted the freedom to be able to, within constraints, let's be honest, but the freedom to be able to photograph people in real life situations.
From a military dance troupe to a dedicated train dispatcher, people seem to have a daily routine just like anywhere else in the world. But are they really enjoying themselves or just faking a smile on the outside?
Do you think these pictures accurately portray the daily lives of North Koreans?
I think it's probably difficult. Imagine trying to capture the daily lives of all Hong Kong people or daily lives of people in the UK. But what I do think it does is capture a representative group of people. It gets people who are in the military, there are people in hairdressers, there are people doing a bit of gardening, there are people on the beach. So I think it captures specific moments. And I suppose the other thing to comment on is the location, because most of the photographs, not all, but most are taken in Pyongyang. And Pyongyang is obviously, like any city in a country, it's different from the rest. People have greater access to things. It's a more modern environment. So I imagine that the photographs you see on the beach or in the countryside present a different kind of North Korea, and that's fine because that's natural and what you would expect. So I think it does capture specific moments of everyday life of North Koreans, and that's what it seeks to do.